Well, 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 well. Yes, we're back. Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and the cast of characters. I apologize, folks, for not being around here for, better than a week? We had some video technical issues that we have apparently resolved. And as it would be, it was something really simple. And it was with our internet service provider. Was blocking the ability to connect to Facebook and YouTube and some of the other social media platforms that we stream to. Not thinking that it could be something like that, I'm ripping apart computers and software and going back and forth with our tech support people that developed the software. And as it turns out, it was none of that. So here we are. Thank you for being patient, and more importantly, thank you to Chris Bass, who filled in and did more than an adequate job. He was a super pro as usual. And thank you, Chris, for doing your thing.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It's always nice. It's always my honor to fill in for you and everybody here at the Lee Michaels Show. And, a lot of people do care about you because people did inbox me. What's wrong with Lee? I remember Val, of course, from Honey's Closet was letting me know, what's wrong with Mr. Lee? So you're very well loved and missed during that time.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do a roll call here in just a few minutes to make sure
they didn't miss me.
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah, they asked about you as well.
Well, actually, I haven't been here even before this.
That's right. You've been playing hooky.
No, I've been working.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good deal. Good.
No, I'm going to volunteer at this pet place. Yeah. But I'm going to volunteer in the grooming department. Yeah. Because then I'll learn how to groom.
Oh,
and
nice.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get me a van.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to start a grooming business because I'm tired of these women.
Yeah, really.
Tired of how they treat me.
Yeah. They're very abusive. And see, if you're kind to those little doggies, and you're going to do monkeys as well?
No, just cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. That's
Why
probably
would I
going to
do
be
a damn monkey?
Oh, I don't know.
Monkeys don't take baths. They sit and pick fleas off themselves and throw poop at people.
I bet if you would give them some love, they would accept it.
No, that's their nature is to throw poop at you.
Well, that's some. Those are monkeys that are in zoos that people be
Honey,
screwing
monkeys
with all
anywhere. Tell what happened to Josefa with that monkey.
Yeah, well, she went into an ice cream place over in Spain or somewhere. I'm not sure where she was, I guess the tour guide that was with them said, "Don't come outside, or don't get the ice cream because the monkeys will attack you." Well, she's standing in the ice cream store and eating her ice cream cone or whatever it was, and a monkey jumped on her back, reached around, grabbed the ice cream, and took off.
Actually, she had a picture of him, though, eating the ice cream.
Yeah, he says, thank you very much, you
of course,
dumb Americans.
her son didn't come to her rescue.
Yeah, he was screaming like a little weasel. Running like a scared dog.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's too funny. But hey, that's what happens when you go into those countries and they have monkeys. I want to move to Costa Rica. And they have monkey problems there. But you know what? I'd rather deal with the monkeys over there than the monkeys over here.
Just learn how to talk like them.
No, but these monkeys got AK-47s and shit. So I'm not down with all that.
Well, that's because our great country allows it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like stupid Trump said.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for those two guys and we had this, he's ignorant.
No.
Did he really pay attention to what this prick did? This terrorist, how he went in there and told people he was going to kill them all and shot babies in the head?
Yeah.
They said he just walked up and started shooting. He didn't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Sad thing is, almost a whole family, what was it, like 8 from one family?
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. And the only thing he wanted to talk about was when the one went down the bicycle path. But terrorists don't have a name. They can be any color, any religion. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't get it yet. He don't
Well-
want to call a white person a terrorist.
Well, that speaks volume. And speaking of loud messages, what about the election from last night up
That
and down
was
the East
great.
Coast? Yeah.
Yes.
Democrats
very
are
nice.
on a roll back. Governorship in Virginia, now a Democrat, and the same thing in New Jersey. So what do you think the Pillsbury Doughboy is saying?
Well, they better jump on the damn
Krispy
wagon.
Kreme. Crispy Critter. He had to hand over the governorship to a Democrat. He was a kind of a, well, I'm trying to be clean in my speech, but sometimes the military comes out of me.
All right.
Well, in Korea, they're in the streets right now protesting how much they hate him.
Good. Are these the
And
South
he
Koreans or
South
North
Koreans?
Really? And those
And he's sitting there
our
saying,
allies.
we take care of them.
Hmm.
He's so ignorant. And even with everybody's voted for the, what do you call it, with the clean thing, with the air.
Environmental?
Yeah, every country except us.
Well,
I hope they get him out soon.
I think we're
I
on the
want him
road
to
to
leave
doing
in a
that.
body bag, though.
No, you don't want that.
Yes, I do.
That would be a black eye.
I wouldn't feel shit. I wouldn't feel shit.
Carol, I think, we need to put you on
I
sodium
wouldn't
pentothal
feel
just so we can
shit.
get the truth to come out of
That's
you.
the truth. I would feel nothing. If that man and all his, like Ryan and all of them were assassinated, people would go to the streets and cheer.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I don't think that girl the other day should have lost her job because she flipped him off.
No, I didn't hear about that one. Where was it?
What was she riding a bike, Chris?
Well, for one thing, she was riding a bike around the presidential motorcade, and she lifted up her left hand and gave him the bird and the FU finger, and she lost her job because once again what she did post on her Facebook page, and her employers got wind of that, and she was fired.
And who did she work for?
I don't know offhand. I'd go back and check.
Yeah.
But I
That's a
don't
character
think
thing.
she
I can understand when it was by herself. Well, if she was by herself, yeah, that's different, But once again, working for a corporation, that's a slippery slope because you have representation of that company. So, I think had she not put on her Facebook page as a, profile picture, then she probably never got fired.
Yeah. Well, listen. The pendulum swings in both directions. Now, when you have a man who was running for the presidency out on the stump, on the campaign trail, making all of these hate-filled messages, using the dog whistle, talking to the living dead, waking up the angry, the mean-spirited people, the nasty scumbags of this country. He was speaking directly to them. And he says, now we are back. Let's take this country back. Let's make it great again. Those are all dog whistles, and it speaks directly to people who are in that same mindset. So when you do that, that's okay. But when the pendulum swings the other direction and people voice and show their displeasure with what's going on, you lose your job. You can punch people at a rally. You can kick them. You can throw them out. You can be disrespectful to their right to protest. But it's not okay when you become the president. We're supposed to respect you. Well, let me just say this. The way I was taught, the way I was raised, if you show respect, you get respect. You respect
That's right.
others, they will have to respect you. They don't have to, but generally they will. If you set the protocol, if you set the temper, the mood, people will generally follow that. And that's exactly what he did. He set the mood. He set the pace. He said it's okay to be... Goodness, who is that?
It's me.
Okay, you got a lot of noise there.
I do.
Very
Yeah,
loud.
yeah, yep. I'm gonna mute you until we. Yeah, it's like static, Frankie. It was good to hear from you, Frankie, but we got to get that noise together. So going back here, you've got to understand. Even now, there's still a small group of people who thinks this guy is okay. They think 45 is doing the right thing. Why? Because if you believe this guy, if you believe in him, if you think he's got the right stuff, then you're stuck on stupid. And you really need to look at yourself in the mirror and examine your inner self and say, is this guy really looking out for me? What has he done to earn your respect? What has he done to earn your respect? What has he put into law other than using his nice pens that we paid for to sign executive orders to override the good things that have been put in place by previous presidents, mostly Obama? What has he done? Have you gotten a new job? The Republicans are trying to push through a tax bill that will reduce taxes for some. But is it really what they say it's going to be? You got to read the fine print. Look deep into what this thing is going to potentially do for you or not. It's time to do your due diligence. You got to look deeper into what you hear on the surface, because that's where you get bit in the butt by the snake because you didn't see it. So wake up. Last night, 2 major blue states who had Republican governors now have Democratic governors. That's a beginning. That's only the beginning. And a lot of other smaller races became blue as well. Now, I've been saying it for a long time, months, almost a year now. November 6, 2018, midterm election. This is your opportunity to put some balance back into government. Right now, all 3 branches of our government is controlled by one party. Not a good idea. Not at all. But that means they can run amok. And I would say the same thing if it was all Democrats, although I trust Democrats a little more than I trust all Republican-controlled government.
Yeah, because we've already seen what happens when that happens.
Exactly. How you doing, Frankie?
I'm doing good, and I wanted to do a rebuttal on what Chris said about that lady flipping off that motorcade. Amen to her. And she should not get fired for that. If she was wearing her emblem of her work, yeah, I guess so, because she's representing her job. But
right.
What you do on your personal life has nothing to do with what you do when you work. That's like saying That's ridiculous.
I agree with you, Frankie.
She could sue the pants off those people, actually.
But here's the thing. I went back and checked. First of all, Frankie, how you doing? Good to hear from you again.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm not too. Well, I'm all right. I'm all right for an old man. But here's the thing about the lady, real quick. Julie Briskman is her name. Her employer was government contractor Acima LLC. And what happened was I'll just say it for everybody else out there. She violated the company's social media policy by using the photo as her profile pic on Twitter and Facebook. So that was part of her contract deal, and she broke it.
Well, that's how they get you now.
Yeah, of course. They do it.
So she broke it because she put that picture on her profile?
Right.
Okay, that still doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does to a degree. If he's a government contractor she's working for, he could stand to lose jobs.
Yep.
You know, you just can't. There's certain things you just can't do.
Now, to her credit, she did tell Acima's HR department what happened and when she went to work on that Monday. By Tuesday, says here, her bosses called her into a meeting and said that she had violated the company's social media policy by using the profile pic on Twitter and Facebook.
Oberweber.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if I had a high-end job like that and they had me sign something like that, I'd say no. I don't, no, I'm not signing that. Because whatever I do with my profile on my Facebook page is my personal. Yeah, no, I'd say no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot
She
of
should have read
jobs are
the
like
fine
that,
print
though,
when she got hired.
nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the companies in America here and probably around the world has put in these additional morality clauses or social media do's and don'ts because of many things that have happened over the years. So I understand why they do it.
Right.
It is infringing upon your liberties and your freedom a bit, but that's
It
the
is.
price
That's
you pay.
what I
You
think.
know, and listen, I respect that because what that is a modification to our our amendments, our Constitution, your freedom of speech. But see, when we start talking about, well, maybe we need to update the Constitution and the various bills and all that stuff, and then people say, oh no, you can't change that. Well, why not? The world has changed. When our forefathers sat down and wrote the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and all of that, they could not see into 2017. They had no freaking idea what kind of guns we'd have today. They had no idea what kind of communication we would have today. But what they did at that point in time based their opinions on what they could see and what was available at that time. Keep in mind, when they talked about the right to bear arms, what kind of gun was available? A musket. Not very accurate. Sometimes you blow your damn eyeballs out from the explosion from the fire when you shoot the damn musket.
You get one shot off, and then got to take a rod to put the gunpowder in and the pellet and everything else. I mean,
go take a leak,
tedious.
Come back, ham sandwich in hand, say, okay, now I'm going to shoot again, y'all. Stand back. Here we go.
That's right.
It's just like when they have the duels. One man sitting 25 yards or whatever it was from the other.
Right.
And they shoot at each other. Sometimes it's freaking miss.
So where do you draw the line for freedom of speech? When you say something against someone, you put it on social media and it gets blown out of proportion.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's a discussion that we need to have, and maybe that should be an amendment to our, Constitution to include the new technology that's available today. And who knows what it's going to be like 10 years from now, let alone 50 or 100.
I mean, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan or anything, but I don't think she's horrible or anything at all. None of her songs have been racial or insulting, but some woman out there is now saying that one of her lines in her songs is, short of being racist or, I don't know, Hitlerish. And I'm like, what the hell? Why would you even say that about her songs?
Can I tell you
I don't even think about that stuff.
Having somebody in the business, that's the price you pay. They say they find things all the time. You should hear the things they do to my granddaughter.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
she's
true.
to a point, I don't even think she wants to push her album because it's horrible. Horrible the stuff they say and do to these artists.
Well, those are the haters out there. And
Well, no, they're the people that hide behind a keyboard.
of course, those are the haters.
They're bullies.
They're jackasses is what they are. They're punks. They're cowards. Will they come out and stand in front of her face and say those kind of things? Probably not. Because
this
it's
lady
easy.
has. She literally put her face out there.
Well, she's a
I
fool.
think a lot of it, though, with Taylor is where people, have split up about her is every time she dates a guy and they dump her, she comes back and writes songs about him and doesn't say the nicest things. So maybe she needs to quit doing that.
The reason why I put that out there is that it's like I said to you, what does freedom of speech mean? Because if someone has an opinion and they put it out there and then they get smashed for it, or they're ruining someone's reputation who doesn't deserve their reputation ruined. So it's like a double-edged sword.
It is.
You know,
It is.
you can say how you feel, but then we're going to punish you for it. You can say how you feel, but you might really damage somebody's reputation.
Right.
So that's not, because I've been on both sides of that. You know that personally.
Yeah, you have. You've been criticized and ridiculed and drug over the
For no apparent reason.
Yeah, because of a coward and a hater, and an egotistical jackass.
Yeah.
I mean, plain and simple. So, and I think most people go through that at some point in time in their lives, and it's a range of things that people say and do to you. It's like Carol and I were talking earlier today, and Chris was involved in a conversation on the second phase of it. But Carol called me this morning and she said, "Lee, I want to talk about something." I said, "What's that?" And what would you call it? Body shaming?
Body shaming.
Yeah. When people criticize you because of the way your body is shaped. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Yeah, but it's too much. I mean,
see, all the hip people, they're laughing at what I said because they know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Ed Sheeran song.
No, but it gets kind of tough.
Me too.
A woman's overweight or a man, they want to make comments. And it's like somebody on the radio said once, I think it was Laura, she said, sometimes you're big because it's in your genes, which is true. I'm not a real big person, but Lee will tell you I'm not skinny.
No, you're not
And
skinny.
I get it from women, not men. I get it from women all the time to a point where it really upsets me at times. Why do I have to explain to them what size I wear?
That's a form of bullying, okay? And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be a family member or somebody walking down the street. It's a form of bullying, and they're haters.
But see, they do this all the time. They do it to men. They do it to women. And if we all looked the same, we'd be a bunch of clones.
Yeah, how boring would that be?
I mean, why is everybody so hung up on what somebody looks like? I mean, there's somebody for everybody. It's like a lot of very thin men.
Right.
They like heavy women.
Yeah, Berber.
For some reason. Yeah, you were thin, right?
Yeah.
So, Carol, did you see my latest post?
No, I haven't been in there a lot because I've been looking at a lot with this president, and when yesterday they went to court to talk about the budget and what they want to do, and there were a lot of that has really interested to me because if a teacher goes out and I don't mean to come off the subject, but this is why I haven't paid attention to a lot of stuff. If a teacher, because they don't supply pencils to kids, our public schools don't give kids art. They don't get nothing. You now have teachers that'll buy kids computers, they'll buy art supplies. This guy said, a Republican works on the budget, one of the females asked him, a senator, I think she is, or she works with the government, she asked that question, why are they allowed to write that off, teachers? He said no. She said, well, what about these corporations that write off every little pencil? Mm-hmm. He said that was okay because it's a different story. It's not needed. It's something they need. Well, it's needed at schools. So that's probably why I didn't pay attention. Why did somebody body shame you?
Oh, yeah. Remember I told you guys I'm doing online dating, right? And so, you start the conversation. You say, hey there, how you doing? And so if I want to contact somebody or if you want to contact somebody, you press this little button that gives you, say a little flirt or something and say, hey there. So I said, hey there. And no, seriously, you guys should go to my post today. It's right there. And he said his response to me was you are, meaning the letter U and the letter R. And he said, you are massive.
And your point
that was
is?
His response to me. And
yeah. And how did you respond to him?
Oh, how did I? It's not on the Facebook post because I had to think about it. Mm-hmm. And oh no, don't go in the house. Oh, sorry, I'm talking to a cat that. No, I have dogs in here. Anyways, no, I responded because you have to look at his picture. I said, well, I was actually kind of hesitant to say hi to you because I was wondering if that you are transgender. Were you a woman before you became a man? So that's how I pretty much responded, because I really didn't give a shit what he had to say. It didn't offend me because, after everything I've been through in the last, 2.5 weeks, it doesn't bother me. There is so many other shit going on in life that if you're going to be body shamed, just get over it.
Sometimes it's not easy to get over it because
that's because you're letting it penetrate.
I get it all the time, but not from men, women. Women that are dieting and not watching how they eat. Even when I grocery shop, I look at everything I buy not because I'm trying to be small, because I have to watch cholesterol and sugar. I watch everything.
And you should.
So you don't gain weight easy. And I've never been a big person.
Okay.
I used to have problems gaining
Carol,
weight.
Are you fat?
No.
Are you skinny?
No.
Okay. So anytime anyone says anything to you referencing either one of those, you know what you need to do?
Say the F word?
Absolutely. Do what you do when I mess with you. You throw the bird up to me, right? You do this. And that's what you need to do them. And I don't care if it's your sister, your kids, or somebody, you're walking down the beach and they say something derogatory to you. Shoot them the bird and keep on walking. Don't even engage in conversation. Keep on walking. I guarantee you it will stop or slow down, because what do you say to that? You've been shot down. And you know what?
Well,
you have to have more respect for yourself and confidence that you're not fat, you're not skinny,
well,
you know that you're healthy.
Even if I was skinny, it's not for them to always say stuff like that.
And you got to stop them.
That's not their business.
Exactly. So when you give them the right pushback, they will stop. Because, but more importantly, if you show that it impacts on you, they will keep doing it.
Well, you know how
it's a form
I
of
feel.
bullying.
Beauty comes in all sizes.
Yeah, don't even worry about the beauty part of it. You're right. And like you said earlier, there's somebody out there for any and everybody. Some women like skinny guys. Some women like the real buffed up guys. Some women like fat guys. And vice versa. So
I don't like big buff guys.
Who cares? I mean, everybody has a preference.
Right. Everybody has like a template of who they like body wise, and once again, if you like what you like and you love what you love, like talking about all this reminds me real quick. Years ago, I was invited to a fashion event, and the guy was probably a potential client for my show. So a friend of mine, made us connect and everything else. So we get there. This is Ralph, man. Ralph, how you doing? Hello, Christopher. My name is Chris. Yes, Christopher, sit next to me. All right, so I sit next to the dude, right? Mm-hmm. So now the fashion show starts, and all the women are like 95 pounds.
Right.
And they're very skinny, and the guy was like, oh, they look very quaint, don't you think? And I'm like, they look like they need to eat. And so the other guy was like, he's like, shh, be quiet, Chris, be quiet, because once again, potential client. So the guy went on and was like, look, Christopher, she's very cocaine chic. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Cocaine chic.
Well, you know how people use cocaine and get very gaunt in the body. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, well, you got it. They need to eat some ribs. I told dude, I'm like, dude, because he kept asking me what my opinion was. I ain't gonna say the lie to the dude. I mean, it's great dresses, great outfits, but as far as the models just did not look appealing at all.
Right.
And so I was like, dude, they need, it's like, look at her rib cage. They need to eat ribs. You're missing the point.
Put some meat on those bones.
Exactly. But for him, again, that's what he liked.
Right. And you were expressing your preference. Right. But you could have 5 other guys sitting there, and everybody would probably have a different opinion.
That's right. Correct.
With me, I appreciate all of it.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
See? That's me.
Oh, good touch.
You like that?
Yeah, was all right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So that's why I responded the way I responded, because I'm not going to say, "Fuck you" or whatever, and all those other words and blah blah blah. I'm just going to respond, "Oh hey," say something right back at him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lower myself to his stupidity.
Exactly.
See, I don't usually say anything because I'm not interested in other women. As long as men aren't saying that to me,
Well, even if a man said it to you,
it's always
you have to
women.
take that with a grain of salt as
It's
well.
always women.
It's all
Oh, I
about
do.
your own self-confidence. If you know that you're not fat or you're not skinny or you're in the middle, then whatever you are, if you are fat and somebody says, "Oh, wow, you're fat," and you say, "Oh, damn, what a surprise. I didn't know that."
Right.
And what's your point, mister? You're kind of fat too. Boom.
Yeah.
That's like a poke in the eye.
Right.
So you
But
have to first love yourself. Skinny,
skinny
medium,
man.
fat, tall, short, it doesn't matter. White, light, bright, dark, whatever you are, you can't change that. Now, maybe
right.
maybe you can
That's right.
reduce your weight by dieting, exercising,
There you go.
if that's what you want to do. Sometimes even those type of things don't work because there are other issues going on in your body. There could be some medical issues. You could have a
Correct.
thyroid, active or inactive thyroid problem. So, I mean, there's so many variables but what's in the heart? What's in that person's mind? How are they as a person? I'll trade in the gorgeous woman for the not so attractive woman with a good heart, a good mind, a good soul. Because that's what you're going to have to live with.
Yeah, because once you peel away that beauty or that handsomeness,
That's right.
there's got to be more substance there.
That's right.
Absolutely. And a footnote here in the Midwest and living in Chicago, I was just telling Lee before the show, it's getting cold here in the city. And we always called it the Hawk because it's just that cold. It
Right.
has its own name. And for example, Thursday night is going to be 19 degrees. That's somebody's goddamn age. And so it's going to be cold as fuck. So, for example, around this time of year, a lot of guys get with big women because they want to be next to them, go to sleep and be nice and warm.
Well, why don't they get a damn extra blanket then, if that's their only reason?
Well, no, you can't have sex with a blanket. If you do,
Oh,
that's-
okay.
go
As
to-
long as
go
he's
to the
not
doctor.
there, I just think people are beautiful in all sizes, whether
No,
they're
I
skinny, big. I've never really judged a man by that. I might joke around, but if I like somebody, I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he takes baths.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Pre-wedding, so you don't wanna
Smell
stink to-
good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right.
all
Smells
I
so
care.
good.
That's
Hygiene is really up there for me, man. If you don't have good hygiene, I don't care how fat or skinny
well.
you
Then
are.
don't come to my house because there's somebody living there. She might not take a bath for a week.
Well, see, you need to put them out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not in the room with her. I was in the elevator and I didn't. I'm like,
Yeah.
Still smelled it.
I go, what is that smell? I said, it smells like
dirty
something
cooter.
died. Then it dawned on me when I got back to the house.
That's
She
like a
hadn't
rap
bathed
name.
in a week.
Ugh. No, thank you.
So I told her,
Dirty cooter.
you got to take a bath.
Yeah, that's disgusting. But
wash-
but
wash your ass.
what that is
But see, some people
low
like smells.
low self-esteem. Okay, you're not
Depression.
caring about
Depression.
yourself.
Depression, right there.
Yeah. So
You're right there because she does have depression.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
But I have depression and I bathe sometimes 3 times a day.
Well, you got to go in there with
You
a
dripping.
fire hose and wash her ass down
yeah, really.
at this stage of the game.
No, but
Pressure.
what
There's some
Frankie
pressure on
said
it.
is right,
That's right.
depression, because she has depression.
Yeah. Well, she's got issues, but you know what, Carol? I've said it to you in private, and I'll say it to you publicly. That's more than what you need to take on.
Yeah.
That's a problem, a serious problem, and it could come back
Yeah.
to haunt you. Because if something happens to this young lady, and God forbid, I'm not suggesting, I hope that it happens. I hope it doesn't. But you're in the middle of a situation. You got a foreigner living in your home that has some issues. And if something happens to her, they're going to come and question you. So, well, what happened? And I wouldn't want that responsibility, that liability.
Right.
Not me. Pasadena on that. Good night.
I don't blame you. Because, you know,
No.
people try to find blame in
Exactly,
situations. So
exactly.
they'll say to you, you know, well, excuse me, no, why didn't you try to get her help or call the authorities or call doctors? So, you know, Carol, you don't need that.
No, you don't. You don't need that at all. Because, I mean, who needs that? Really? You have to
Right,
sometimes just curtail the crap. But anyway, I think that's in the best interest of self. Sometimes you have to reject and distance yourself from obvious issues.
Can I say something? I have to leave people because I have ants
You got ants in your pants
in
and
my
you want
house.
the damn.
They're the
How many
exterminator.
aunts you got? Do you have any
lot.
aunts and uncles? Aunts and uncles?
Yeah, and I have to be there because they're going to exterminate my house.
Oh,
right.
okay. All right. Well, happy Ant Day.
Yeah, eat your
Happy
soup.
birthday.
Add a little bit of water. Not a lot.
What's a little bit of water? You
Just
got to give me some
Warm
directions
it up and see, but don't make it too watery because you'll take the flavor out.
Oh, okay. Well, I like mine uncut, so I'm going to take it raw. I'm a
Nice.
raw dog.
Well,
soup.
remember I said it's navy bean soup, and
Yeah.
I had to take somebody somewhere, and the beans cooked a little. But navy bean soup, sometimes you do add a little water.
Oh, okay.
Enjoy.
All right.
I'll
All
see
right.
you
Well, have
later.
a good day. Thank you for coming in and
Take
hanging
care,
out.
Carol.
Yep. Let me go get
We
rid of
love you,
these.
Carol.
Okay, I'm glad y'all love me.
We do. We
Yeah.
do.
Where's Helpful?
No. He's probably eating a cheeseburger right now, warming up for the end of the show.
Okay, I got to get out of here.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay, take your fat ass on out of here.
You're a horrible man. You're a horrible man.
She's laughing.
I have a cute pot. It's not real big, but it's nice and firm.
That's right. There you see. Now, there you're talking
It's like a rock.
like a rock.
Oh, and I'm absolutely massive too, Carol. So hey,
You're massive? What-
I'm massive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, hey, there are guys out there that like mass.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
should have said,
what?
you're not really my type anyway. 'Cause
Who,
that's the
me?
way- No, the
Why?
guy. She should
Oh.
have just kind of made it like, oh, well, I'm glad you think because you're not my type.
There you go. All right. Happy trails to you until
With
we see
ants
you
in
again.
your pants.
Happy ants. Ants in your pants and you want to
Need
dance.
to dance.
Yeah, baby. But see, the reason I said, take your fat ass out of here, whatever I said, is
Oh, the thing go back and revisit it. Now, the reason I said, take your fat ass out of here
But I
was
wanted-
...
I wanted to see how she would respond to it after I'd given her the solution to
The
the
buildup.
problem. Yeah. If she had just shot me the bird and go, fuck you, then I would have felt so much better. See?
But she laughed instead.
But that's a good response as well.
That is.
Because if you
Okay, okay.
let a bully
Checking.
penetrate your skin and he sees that it affects you, they're gonna
Don't
keep doing
use
it.
the word penetrate. Come on. Use
Oh.
the word
Penetrate.
to penetrate. For the love of God.
Oh yeah,
Well,
you're right
especially in the
about
same
that.
conversation as asses.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad. Bad choice
That's all right.
of
You can't
words.
do asses and penetration at the same time.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you could, but you
Right,
lose your
exactly.
argument.
Right, exactly. So my bad on that.
That's a nice
Yeah,
argument
you're
to
That's a
lose, but
slip of the fat ass tongue.
of that too.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hey, some girls
All
like
right.
fat ass tongues. So
Yeah, there you go. Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
that's
ching.
true. Yeah, that's true.
That's so nice. All right. I'm gonna go to my Facebook page here.
FAT,
Okay.
fat ass tongue.
Fat ass, yeah, baby. And I'm gonna look at whatever comments we may or may not have at this point.
All right.
And I'm gonna do a roll call for those who.
Well,
who-
apparently Jay Johnson says y'all are crazy. Amen. We are cray cray.
That's right.
yeah, well,
Absolutely.
that's true. That we have lost all marbles in our bag. So yes. Yeah.
Amen.
Jay, what's up, Jay? Jay, you guys don't have any idea the celebrity that we have in our broadcast today. Jay Johnson is one of the finest broadcasters in the world. Not only that, he's a nice guy. He's a gentleman. Unlike
and
me.
we have Laura Rice. We have Laura Rice.
Well, wait a minute. I'm dealing with people that are credible and has great stature. I'll get to Laura in a second.
Right. People of importance.
Yeah, that's
Continue,
right.
Lily.
That's right. That's
I
right.
love you,
There you
Laura.
go.
We love her too, but we're doing a Jay
Stop
Johnson
kissing
thing
butt,
now.
Penetration. Stop it.
Little Frankie, if you don't be quiet, I'm gonna come over there and spank you.
It could suck on little Spanky.
Spank that massive thing you got over there. All right, so listen.
Now, Spanky, come on, Spanky.
Pow. She liked that though.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Not even close.
Okay.
No.
All right, Frankie, quiet on the
Yes,
set.
sir.
Let me finish my Jay
sir.
Johnson
Yes,
thing
sir.
here. Jay is a
Okay.
great guy. Broadcaster, as long as I've been around. When I started out in the business, there was a Jay Johnson. All right? He's been around the world, yeah. He's a great guy. He's in the voiceover business now. So if you need some voiceover, contact Jay Johnson. He's a great guy. I fully endorse him. He's just a complete professional. Every time I've seen Jay, he's got a big smile on his face. Happy guy. So give some love to Jay Johnson. Slack Jay in the house like a child on punishment. What's up, dog? And Tony Hamilton, thank you for joining the show today. Donald Grammer, of course, the mixologist of smooth jams, R&B and jazz. You got to check out his site. Smooth Mixes 925. The number's 925.com. Check it out. Laura Rice. I was chatting with Laura before we came on the air today, and I told her I was going to do a roll call. And she better be here, and damn it, don't be late. She says, damn it, I'll be there. So see, Laura can take my abuse, and it is all in love. She knows that. And thank you, Dave. It is good to be back. We had some technical issues, and we got the video and stuff working again here. Shaggy Jenkins out there on the Big Island in Hawaii. I was almost about ready.
Shaggy Jenkins?
Yeah, Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Yeah.
Okay. Have fun with that. Good luck with that one.
He's been living with it all his life. His parents had a sense of humor, obviously.
Or they were really high on
something. Yeah, coconut water. But I was about to call you, Mr. Jenkins, because I was having some video issues, but as it turned out, it was this dumbass internet service provider. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Hello and welcome back. Guy Brody from Atlanta. Thank you, Guy, for checking in. What's up with you? Joe Morrow. Now, you're talking about another nice guy. Joe Morrow is a record guy. Well, I'm not sure what Joe is doing now, but back in the day, Joe was in the record business, and he used to visit the stations that I worked at, and he was always a professional and a gentleman. So, Joe, what's up with you? And Tony Hamilton, thank you for joining as well. So there's our roll call for today. Did I miss anyone?
Nope.
If I
Doesn't
did,
look like it.
if I did, come in and say what's up, and I'll call out your name. All right. So what we've been talking a little bit about is body shaming. People, making derogatory comments about someone's body. Oh, you too fat, you too skinny, you too short, you too black, you too white, you too this, you too... You know what? Enough of that. Stop it. And it has to come from within you in order to stop it. First, you got to feel good about yourself. If you're a little overweight, so be it. That's by choice, or maybe it's a medical issue. You can't control it. That's okay. But accept it. You have to accept who you are, what you look like. And if you're not happy with it, maybe that's enough motivation for you to make a change. But if you're healthy, see, I'm on this health thing. I am 67 years old. I am on 0 medications. Maybe I should be on some, but I ain't going to do it. I listen. I got 67-year-old backaches every now and then. I'm not moving at 100 miles an hour anymore, but I'm okay. I'm feeling okay. I can get up and come out and do this every day. I go out and drive my Uber and Lyft. I love doing that, and I'm good. And as long as I don't have to take cholesterol medicine, blood pressure medicine, and eyeball clear up medicine and all that kind of stuff, I mean, really, I don't want to do any of that. And because I don't want to be on those type of medications, I do, and I eat. I don't exercise as much as I should, but I do things to prevent me from having to do that. I was on cholesterol medicine at one time, and I didn't like the side effects of it. So I said to my doctor, I said, "Look, doc, I can't do this stuff. I ain't feeling it." He says, "Okay, well, change your diet and get on some exercise, and you can come off the medicine." That's what I did. I haven't been on that medicine in 10 years.
Oh, that's good. Do you eat a lot of avocados?
I love avocados.
Okay, eat an avocado a day, and also cook with coconut oil
Yeah.
from now on to the end of your life.
Okay. Well,
I'm serious.
I use that already, both.
Good. But don't use any butter. Just use coconut oil every time you're doing something.
Well, I do cheat from time to time. I do like a little
Time to
taste
time
of-
is okay.
Yeah, a little butter ain't, And I'll eat.
And none of that fried Crisco shit. Then you're just gonna die.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Mike Julius, another great broadcaster. What's up, Mikey?
Mike Julius.
Yeah.
Yes.
You heard his voice in Chicago.
Oh, absolutely.
Mike
On
Julius.
V103.
Yep. Washington, D.C., Los Angeles. Mike, weren't you in Texas at
Oh,
one
I
time?
like that name. Mike Julius.
Yeah. And he's smooth as
Mike
silk,
Julius.
too. He's got one of those
Oh.
heavy, sexy voices.
You know personally that he's smooth as silk? Okay, whatever.
I work with the guy.
All righty.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
gonna
what are
ask
you
Mike
thinking about,
personally.
Frankie?
Yeah.
I have
Spanky?
no idea. He's the one. He said he's smooth as silk.
Well, I mean, his performance on the air.
There,
Right.
that's what you
Mike
should say.
Julius.
Say his voice
Yes.
smooth as silk, not he's smooth as silk, baby. Jiminy, criminy.
Okay.
Sound
well,
like you have a bromance going on.
See, you got something else on your mind. We know what you need, so
Yeah, you
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Hey,
He did work in Dallas.
I never denied that. I haven't had sex in 4 years, man.
Oh,
I'm
baby.
pregnant
Goodness
and an
gracious,
woman.
great
Wait.
balls
Come
of
on.
fire.
Oh, baby, you
That
overdue.
must have been that fire up there in Santa Rosa. That's what that smoke was all about. Damn!
Damn, that dildo exploded, damn it.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Bam!
Woo!
I was like, why's all this fire and
Oh,
dust and
now I
everything?
understand.
Because she hasn't had sex in 5 years.
You know, poor grapevines, they didn't have a chance.
Ooh-wee.
The vineyards up there just went up in smoke because she walked through the vineyard. The
Yeah,
fire
there's
was coming
blue
out.
flame, not red flame.
Woo, woo.
Man,
Lord,
it ain't no joke, man. Went up in smoke.
Oh,
That's too
man,
funny.
Crazy.
Oh, you backed up, baby. I'm sorry. Oh, man, you overdue.
Yeah, really.
Oh,
We better call the
wish I
army.
was. Yeah, call.
Yeah, please call the fire.
No,
I'd be
no,
happy.
this is a job for the Marines.
At this point, it's a job for everybody.
But Frankie, I don't care what you look like. I don't care how long it's been since you had sex.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Ooh wee.
Oh my God.
5 years no sex. You can't be picky.
No. Yeah, I heard that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
take
funny.
what
Oh
you
my
get
God.
and take it.
Little Frankie, I don't know what to say.
Yes, sir.
You have left
I
me
know.
speechless today.
Of course.
I know what to
that's
say.
my
Get
job.
some.
Yeah, go to getsome.com.
Yeah, get not GET, GIT. Getsome.com.
Oh,
Gotta get it.
Criminy.
Yeah. Well, folks, let me just say, if you've never heard this show before, you got to understand that there's a lot of fun and frolic and bullshit going on here. It's not in hate or anything. We like to have a little fun. We poke a little fun at the serious stuff too. And,
yeah, we poke a lot.
See, back to that again.
You leave
What
me
the hell am I
speechless.
saying?
I don't know. I have no
Haven't
damn
been posting
idea.
5 years.
Let's see.
You
5 years dried up. No sex. Poking.
Poking.
Yeah. See, it all comes together.
Look, I'm showing a picture here. Even the turkeys are bewildered after hearing that. Look at those faces. They said, 5 years, Frankie?
Look at the what?
These-
Oh, my Lord.
If you look at the video here, I'm showing a picture of 3 turkeys that are looking pretty like, they went like 5 years? Damn. Woo. Gobble, gobble,
You're
gobble.
mean. You could show a picture of me, man. I'm not bad looking at all.
No, you're a good looking lady. You are.
I'm a cutie pie.
Yes, you are. Do you want us to hook you up? We could have a day on the show it'll be dedicated to hooking you up. It's Hook Up Frankie Day.
Yeah, there
Little
you go.
Frankie needs to get hooked up. What do you think?
Hook up Frankie days. You know,
That's
that
right. It's
sounds
better than those
really
damn
scary.
dating sites. Because we know everybody
I
in here.
These damn dating sites are crazy.
I know.
Well, so you're wasting your time. We'll have,
I'm wasting my time.
Well, yeah. If we have this day here on the show, about
Mm-hmm.
hooking Frankie up, and then we'll go to getsome.com
Mm-hmm.
and bring some guys in here, and and you'll probably a better shot.
Yeah, you never know. You might find your soulmate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
I will not find my soulmate
You never
on your radio.
Listen, damn, who is that?
Oh, my God. Well,
If
you know what?
if people are finding their soulmates on these other meetup sites, then what makes you think we can't hook you up? And we'll be
don't
like
know.
bodyguards for you. We're gonna protect you.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do our due diligence and do a little background check. I'm gonna send Bubba and them over there to check them out.
Bubba.
Yeah, and I know a personal security guard. His name is Anwar Muhammad. So
Okay, you
Anwar
just
will be
started
on
out
site to make. Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Also,
Leg of
Anwar
lamb.
Muhammad.
I support
Right,
the
exactly.
Lakers.
Exactly, and salami and bacon. So Anwar Muhammad will be
Oh, my
one of your
God.
bodyguards
Uh-huh.
when you go on a date. Don't worry about it. We
That's
got
right.
you covered.
That's right. Got your back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in trouble already.
No, you'll be good to go.
No.
You'll be good to
I'll
go.
be good to go.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So I think that's really what we need to do. We need to hook you up. We're gonna hook Carol up too, but that might be a little tougher.
No, that's a whole different
Ooh-wee.
whole different thing right there, dog.
Yeah, man. Because she's got
Frankie-
too many issues and stuff. You can't touch.
You damn right she does.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
Frankie, no, we can do that.
Yeah, we can do Frankie.
I love how you guys know all about me and know everything, apparently. Damn.
Oh, we
you got
know enough.
some issues there.
5 years, no sex.
That's about all
enough.
we need.
Almost 5 years.
Almost 5. We'll round off to 5 years. Remember that movie 12 Years a Slave?
Yeah.
Whoa,
We got
round it
5
up to
years of
4.
no sex.
Dang, 4 years. How's that?
Yeah.
Well, we'll make it 5, though.
Yeah, 5 is a nice number.
Yeah,
Because
I got 5 on it.
Yeah, I got 5 on it. I heard that
On it?
twice over the weekend.
You did? Oh,
I
okay.
did, yeah. I had forgotten about that song.
Yep.
Yeah, I was bumping it.
I got 5 on it.
I
Mhm.
love that song.
What was it?
I love that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a good song. I was listening to some old school hip hop station here in L.A. I think it was K-Day. And I used to work at the original K-Day, 1580 K-Day. I used to love saying those call letters. It was just such a fun station to work at. And Jim Maddox was the first program director I worked for. He was a great programmer. Funny guy. About 7'9" tall. Long, lanky guy. Radio maniac. And he hired a bunch of radio maniacs. So we're all like breathing, eating, living, smoking radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Set the template for you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Say what?
I said absolutely.
Absolutely. Also, yes, yes, indeed. So the president is out of the United States. Thank God. Can we keep him out of here or what?
Where is he? Can we bomb wherever he is?
Don't. See, you gonna get all
Did
of
I
us
say
jacked
that
up.
out loud? Oh,
That was you suffer from Tourette, right?
yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes, of
No, I
course.
do not.
Okay.
I suffer from the fact that
I gave
really
you an out.
despise the man.
I gave you an out. Now the guys.
No, I don't need an out. I need an in.
See, there you go. That's right.
Damn.
That's right, Frankie.
Now the
That's
guys are on the way over to your house in those bulletproof Suburbans with the highly darkened windows, coming out with guns drawn to pick you up.
Well, first
take you
they'll
away.
have sex with her first and then take her away.
Oh, damn.
Well, you
Men
might as well
in
take care
Black.
of business while you're there. The men in black, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
Oh, gosh.
it's like we heard she didn't have sex in 5 years.
Yeah, right.
All right, then, well, you go first.
And you know, one of the guys on the radio goes, hey, send 3 more cars. She's already smoked the first 4. It was
Oh my God.
there was 7 guys in each car that we need backup.
She ain't done yet.
She said, "Is that the
Okay,
best you
now
got?"
that we're on this, no, this is a good segue.
Uh-huh.
Now that we're on this subject, now
Uh-huh.
with everything, the temperature of the world right now, and the temperature of the country, and the temperature of the state, and everything, the whole Me Too thing going on.
Mhm.
Apparently, this conversation would be sexual harassment, which it's not. It's not.
It's
When
not.
you're engaging in conversation, having fun, and talking and joking, because you know how I like the Supernatural guys, right?
Yeah.
They got
Oh, yeah.
penalized for doing kind of a conversation like we're having. We're joking around. We're just joking around.
Exactly.
And so what and I'm a woman saying this, so I'll probably get penalized for it. But
yeah.
where do we
Either
draw
that or
the
you
line?
get sued.
I understand the Me Too thing. I get it. I totally get it. But it's going a little too far as to, well, okay, so a man can't put his hand on a shoulder to comfort a woman now because she'll be sexually harassed. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is going on?
It definitely puts
And
a chill on the world.
exactly.
Definitely.
So I don't understand a little bit of what, and I get what the Me Too thing is. I'm right there for it. I support it. But a lot of guys who don't deserve to be going, I'm not talking about Harvey Weinstein, all the other stupid Hollywood dumbasses, but yeah, it's very prevalent in our world.
It is.
But I think, there's a there's a line. I think the line is needs to be drawn.
if you are in a powerful position,
Right.
no matter whether it's a music business, the film industry, or whatever, you could
Right.
be selling coconuts, and you're a man, and a woman comes to you looking for an opportunity, a job, or whatever, and the man is attracted to her for whatever reason.
Right.
But see, I'm from the school of no matter how aggressive I am towards you as a man towards a woman, the woman, I believe, always makes that choice in the man that she wants to be intimate with. Now, if a woman doesn't say no to a man who's making aggressive movements or showing his interest in having intimate moments with you,
Right.
if she doesn't say no from the jump, then he's going to pursue it one step further. But if you make it obvious that no, sir, under no circumstances am I willing to participate in this,
Right.
unless he slips a Mickey in your drink, then that you have lost
Oh,
control.
that's off.
But if you feel uncomfortable with the approach from a man, and let's reverse that too, a woman towards a man, a powerful woman, because they say when people are in a position of power, they can manipulate and make you do things that you would not ordinarily want to do.
Right, right.
You have to learn how to say no. And if they continue, then you pack up, you pick up your purse, and you walk the freak out. Get out of harm's way. Now, if you leave yourself in that position and then something goes down that you're not comfortable with, whose fault is that? You participated. You allowed it to happen. You could scratch someone's eyeballs out. You can put the knee between the legs. You have the ability to stop someone who, and I'm not trying to put the blame on a woman. I'm just trying to give some information that you can use to show a male that you are not interested in participating in this activity. But more important, get up and get out of there. It's time to go. And then 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, you come back and say, yeah, I was molested. I was insulted. You know what? I'm losing a little sympathy at this point.
Right.
Because why now? And this is not the first time that someone has been accused of doing some sexual activities or assaulting or molestation or rape and all of that. But in the last few years, it just seems like it's a floodgate now. And it makes me a little suspicious. It really does.
Yeah,
now, I don't condone this type of activity at all.
Right.
I don't think it's a good idea. It's a bad idea. You shouldn't do that. And it needs to stop. Now, with all these people that are coming out against various entertainment people and some political people and some activists. I heard yesterday that somebody came out against Jesse Jackson. Really?
Right.
Come on. But be that as it may, whether it's true or not, why wait? Why not go directly to the police immediately? Well, because I was afraid that, I wouldn't get the job or they would blackball me. Well, you're going to be blackballed anyway. So take it at the top. Don't wait. Don't put it off.
Ever.
Approach it right immediately while the flames are still going.
But then again, then you have to understand that I was raised a different way. I was raised to raise my voice when I was little.
That's right.
So, and I had this man follow me home, follow me from my school to my house. And I knew something was wrong. Mm-hmm. And I screamed the shit. And I said, you're not coming near me, and blah, blah. I was a little kid, and I knew something was wrong.
Of course.
I knew it. And I had the same thing happen with a car. I was walking to school, and a car came right beside me. And the guy was in there, and he was naked. He's like, you want to get in the car? And I screamed my ass off.
So, yeah, I'll get in the car, but you get out first. And then jump in the car and take off and leave his naked ass out on the side.
So some of these women who have had this happen to them, they weren't taught to scream. They don't know what to do. Maybe they have been, you never know. They've been abused when they were a child. But then again, I was too. But I learned how to scream. I learned how to yell. I learned how to defend myself. And a lot of these women didn't. So I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
They didn't have a voice. They didn't think they had a voice. But what I was trying to say earlier is that I don't want this to go to a degree that every man is being penalized. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm afraid of, because there's a lot of wonderful men out there, and three of which who are getting penalized through this Me Too thing. Actors that I know for a fact that they would never do anything like that. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's just it's an iffy situation. And I'm not negating or saying these women didn't have those things happen to them. It's not what I'm saying at all. Mm-hmm. I've been there. Been down that road. Hello. So just be careful. Just be careful. That's all.
You got to control your environment.
Exactly.
and not compromise your moral values just for the sake of an opportunity. Because chances are it'll be temporary anyway. Yeah, right. Great song.
She can wear a silly grin.
Who sang that song? Let's just see how much you really know about it. Who was it? I hear crickets.
Nat King Cole?
He may have done a version of it.
Yeah.
That's not the one that comes to mind for me.
Oh.
Well, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Who was it?
I would go with Mr. Johnny Mathis.
Bing, 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 bing. You win. You have just won a free trip to Miami, Florida with you and 27 of your friends.
Give
I
me
don't
a
have
break.
27
I'm not
friends.
as
I'm
old
going
as
alone.
you guys.
Well, that would be a not so bad on the budget then.
Right? That's true.
I'm not that old.
Yeah, well, that was one of the songs that was played in my household because I had two older sisters and they were in love with Johnny Mathis.
Yes.
But he wasn't in
Mr.
love
Mathis.
with them.
Johnny Mathis.
Yeah, he was the man. He was a smooth singer.
Nice.
Smooth talker.
Yeah. So what else is happening here? Okay, the president is out of the U.S. He's out there doing his little tour around the world. He was in South Korea. He wanted to go to the DMZ, but I guess they convinced him that it was not a good idea to go that close to the line of North Korea. I wish he had gone on over there and just stepped across the line and say, "Here I am." You big, ballsy, crazy person. No, you backed away from that, didn't you? You moonwalked. You did the Michael Jackson on it. But, hey, look, he's out there trying to, I guess, spread some goodwill. However, I don't think he's doing a very good job at that because every time he opens his mouth or send out a tweet, he becomes a bigger fool. And really embarrassing to the United States of America. Last night, the Democrats won the state of Virginia for a new governor, and the same thing in New Jersey. This is the tip of the iceberg. It's the beginning. Do not sit back on your laurels and think that, oh, well, we're back in the house. No, we're not. November 6, 2018. I'm going to repeat this until it's engraved into your brain. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to say, November 6, 2018, vote, 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 midterm election, big deal, big deal, big deal. Bing, 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 bing.
We have to wait another year? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Well, I mean, that maybe some other things will come out, like impeachment between now and then. Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. It's a possibility if we push hard enough. And if there's enough evidence that comes out of these 27 investigations that's going on about the Russian involvement in our last presidential election. If something comes out, Now, is it?
Yeah,
I heard.
I think that impeachment will, I don't know, will do anything. I mean, because we don't want Pence as president.
No, we don't want that either, but can it be any worse? Really?
Oh, please don't say that.
Well, I mean...
I don't think it could be any worse because Pence doesn't have the balls to do half the shit that, Trump has been doing.
Maybe you're right. Maybe not. Maybe Trump has opened up, the gates and saying, okay, it's okay to go through places that other presidents have never been before. So I think he has really damaged the presidency, maybe forevermore, unless somebody comes in with a cool head and just says,
he has
no.
Not damaged. No.
I don't know.
No, he has not damaged the presidency.
I don't know.
No, he hasn't.
I love your optimism. I'm not so optimistic that we'll ever see.
No, he hasn't. Because
I don't know.
You cannot get a diamond out of, it's like a diamond in the rough. So like something horrible and yucky and icky and caca has happened. So nothing can be worse than what we've gone through. So it only can get better. Because honestly, there's nothing worse than Trump. I swear to God.
Well, he's obviously damaged the GOP. That he's damaged completely because all the GOP has been split down the middle into other fractions because a lot of the people in the Conservative Party have always subscribed to, they latched on to the Ronald Reagan era. So Ronald Reagan being like the grandfather conservative of the movement of conservatism in modern time. And then you brought in someone like Trump, who is alt-right, Breitbart, and things of that nature, and combined with all these different types of fractions, you split the party within itself. So that's why there's all this infighting, amongst themselves because they don't want to align themselves with Trump. They have to because of the political stances, but at the same time, it's like, why him?
I understand what you're saying, but
damage is done.
if it didn't happen, then we wouldn't know how bad it was. Now we know how bad everything is. Now we know what could actually happen. So now we have, as I will quote Lee Michaels, now we have the power to change. Now we know what to do with what has happened. And we will not let it happen again, ever.
I hope you're right on that. But we have to raise the consciousness of more people, bring them into the political process so they're awake and paying attention and not living in denial and thinking that, well, my vote doesn't count. Well, all of those that sit back at home back last November and did not go out and vote because you didn't like Hillary, you didn't like Trump, you didn't like anybody, well, look in the mirror and blame yourself for the outcome because you did not participate.
Well, now they know.
Well,
now
I hope they do. I hope they do. And I hope they take this thing seriously. And then, people, I still have friends and people I've met that said, well, there's no way I could vote for Hillary. I said, you feel that way now? Well, yeah, because she was corrupt. And I said, how corrupt was she or is she? Is she more corrupt than what we have? Okay, at least I think she's a politician. And she understands how far to go with any potential corruption. I think she's smarter than the average bear and wouldn't go over the line so overt like this guy. And not only him, everybody around him, including his freaking family members, are corrupt.
Yep.
They're dirty. They're selfish. They're self-serving pigs.
Idiots. They're idiots. Sorry.
They're pigs. They may be idiots, but they're pigs. They don't care about anybody but themselves. They want to eat all the slop themselves. They leave nothing for anybody else. They're so self-centered, they can't see beyond what they want or need. And this SOB is not a multi-billionaire. I don't believe it. And that's why he hasn't shown his taxes. And it should be law. It should be a law that you run for the presidency and even for a House or Senate seat, as far as I'm concerned, or governor. You have to completely disclose your financial records for at least the last 5-10 years. Otherwise, it's a no-go, dude. That should be a major requirement. We need to know your sources of income for the last 10 years so we can see if you're a crook or not.
See if you're a crook? We already know he's a crook.
Well, we know that, but we need enough proof. And I don't know why the Congress, the special prosecutor or investigator can't subpoena his financial records. I don't know if they can or cannot. I'm not really sure on the law as it relates to that. But if they can, why haven't they? That would disclose a lot of information. And if you've got offshore records, financial investments, bank accounts, all of that needs to be disclosed if you want to be my president.
Right.
What do you have to hide? If it's not illegal for you to have a bank account that's holding money, you need to disclose that. We want to know. We want to know just what you're doing, what you have been doing, and what you will continue to do as the president of the United States. I don't think that's asking for too much. I really don't.
Well, it's not too much to ask. It's not too much to ask.
Yeah, we need to clean this mess up. He was talking about, we're going to clean up the swamp. Well, you brought the damn biggest alligators in the world to the swamp.
Right.
You just, you didn't clean up anything. You brought the real badass alligators in.
Unfortunately, mankind, humans in general, you can't have change without the challenge. So,
yeah,
kind of like what's happening. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
With everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm optimistic about. And I wasn't before, but I have to now.
Well, good. I'm glad you have that.
To, because if you don't have that, then why wake up in the morning?
Yeah, that's true. That's called hope.
Yep.
So don't lose hope. Stay glued to the truth. Don't be in denial. Don't sit around and say, well, my vote doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It ain't going to miss my vote. Yeah, wrong. Wrong. For all of those who did not vote last November, you have to take some of the blame. You do. You absolutely do.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can't bitch and bellyache about the results because you didn't vote. So your voice can't be heard.
That's right.
It wasn't heard on November 8th, and it's not heard now because, hey, you got to live with it like all of the other people who went out and voted. For or against.
But I still feel like it was bought, though, So I understand why people didn't want to vote.
I think that it was tampered with in a multitude of ways.
Yes.
Through the voter roll cleansing, through the governors and the Secretary of States, these Republicans that had control over the voting. They were involved. The Russians certainly were involved. And special interest groups were involved. Putting out negative messages that are just not true. They're not true. They painted a horrible picture of Hillary Clinton. And God bless her. I think there were times when she should have been a little tougher. And sometimes you have to sling a little mud back at bullies. And she took the high road. I commend her for that because I kind of subscribe to that same thought. However, when you're in a dog fight, you can't bring a rabbit in as an ally because a rabbit's going to be eaten by the dogs. You got to bring in the big dogs. You got to be prepared for the fight. And you can't bring a chihuahua to a coyote fight.
It depends on the chihuahua.
It ain't that bad. The little ankle biters might make a lot of damn noise, but not up against a coyote. It ain't going to work.
Ankle biters.
That's it. That's it. Yap, 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 yap. Bite, 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 bite. Yeah. Lunch.
You talking about, I'm sorry. You mentioned about Hillary Clinton. She's been in the news via Donna Brazile, the former interim DNC chair.
Right.
And she's been hawking her book, Hacks, on the local and national talk show front.
Sure.
So she was on CBS News program, and this morning, that's the name of the program, and then ABC's The View, she mentioned that Hillary Clinton, that it was rigged in her favor, and that her as the chair felt that she was being abused. And here's the thing, too, which once again was news to me, that the DNC was broke as far as money was concerned, and the Democratic Party had no fundage. So Hillary would put up per month $3.5 million to keep the Democratic Party afloat.
Right.
Per month.
Okay.
So now you and I both know if we put in money, we got to say so in things.
Of course.
So I know Donna Brazile being the chair, but if I'm the money, then whatever I say goes.
That's called control. Money is power.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if I'm bailing this thing out, it's got to go in the direction that I want it to go in. So the Democratic DNC agreed to that operation. So
and I called the shots, right? And that's what happens. And I think part of it, of course, well, she's hawking the book to get people to buy it, of course.
Of course.
But at the same time, it's been kind of unique because a lot of people who support Donna Brazile and all of a sudden don't want to support her anymore. They're saying that they're giving information like red meat to the Republicans, and you shouldn't be saying things like that. But she has a right to say it. She was on
well, if it's
George Stephanopoulos'
it's
morning
the
program,
truth, right?
Right, this week on ABC, saying they can go to hell. The people who are coming after her, and once again, I get it, but at the same time, this is her book. It's her version. Hillary Clinton had a book. Now you have Donna Brazile. Joe Biden have a book coming out soon, and also you have Bernie Sanders. So yeah, everybody has their time for books and their point of view about what's going on.
Exactly.
So let her have her time. Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with as long as your book is exposing truth. And if that is in fact what happened, then that's the truth. I mean, okay.
Right.
But where's the foul in this? Okay, by her giving $3.5 million or whatever it was per month.
Per month, right.
To the DNC to keep it afloat. And whatever way she benefited from that, if the scales were tilted in her favor, that was a smart move. Okay? Now, is it illegal to do such? If it is, then there's a problem. If it's not illegal, then no foul. Too bad Bernie didn't come up with the idea.
Well, also what was interesting that got out of the interviews was Donna Brazile made the statement. Remember when Hillary Clinton was leaving an event and going into the SUV and she tripped?
Yeah.
So she said at that point, because once again, her health, meaning Clinton's health, always been in question. Is she capable enough? Is something going on? In fact, when she was Secretary of State, she had issues publicly about her stuff then. So as a candidate, do you really want her to run for the presidency? And then she had mentioned, meaning Donna Brazile, that maybe we probably look into another candidate. And that became part of the influx within their party.
Yeah.
So I think at the same time, Donna Brazile, as far as I was concerned, on these talking head programs, kind of came off like sour grapes because she didn't have enough power for the party because the power came from Clinton.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
Well, by investing in the Democratic Party, she possessed the power and the control. Money controls. And again, if it's not illegal to do such, then it's a moot point. It doesn't matter. If it is illegal, then, Hillary needs to suffer the consequences.
That's right.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, Laura writes in the chat, Hillary fell out at the 9/11 memorial. That's correct. Yeah, that's when she fell out going into the motorcade there.
So here's a question, Lee. So do you think money controls everything?
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like, well, listen, it's simple. You go buy a car. You go buy a house. You go in to get financing. That finance company is going to have prerequisites. It's going to have some commands or demands in order to meet their requirements. You got to live up to that. You got to supply certain documents. You got to pay on time. And up front in the contract that if you don't pay on time, there's a penalty. So that's a form of power and control. You're going to get their money to buy a car or house or whatever. And so those are the terms and conditions you must live by. So this is no different as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not defending Hillary because, again, if what she did was illegal, then she needs to suffer the consequences. If it is not illegal, then all Donna is doing is exposing what happened behind the scenes. Now, that could be perceived, or it maybe because she was putting money into the DNC, it was allowing the voice of the DNC to be slighted towards her. Okay.
Right.
then that's the power and control that she possessed by giving the DNC the money. And again, maybe Bernie should have done that, and maybe the outcome would be different. I don't think it's fair, because if you're running as a Democrat, and some people say, well, he's never been a Democrat, he's been an independent. Okay, but he's running as a Democrat.
God, he would have been perfect.
And you would think
the world would be a better place if Bernie was president right now.
I like what he was saying, and I also like what Hillary was saying. I don't think there was massive differences between the two. Other than
according to society, there was. He's a man, she's a woman. So
well, see, that's I ain't even gonna get into that argument because I don't care whether you're a man or woman. If you got the right message, that's all I care about. If you're talking about things that are important to me and my family and other people, then the gender doesn't matter to me.
I know.
Of course,
yeah.
that's right.
Nor does age, although I was real comfortable with the age of former President Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Because he was hip enough, he bridged that gap. He was right at the right age between old farts like me and my children. Oh, be quiet. Don't laugh at my jokes. Come on.
You're an old fart?
Yeah, I'm an old fart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's right. And you've been around as long as I am, I'll take the title of as an old fart.
All righty then.
Absolutely. I'm proud of it. I'm happy to be able to be called an old fart.
All right.
Because there's a lot of people that ain't here no more.
That's true.
Yeah. They're former old farts. And some didn't make it to be an old fart.
Yeah, make my fart an old fart.
That's right.
Oh,
I wants to
Jesus
get
Christ.
funked up.
So I'm cool with that. See, those kind of things don't bother me. And we can go back to,
That body shaming.
Yeah. So
whether you're male or female, whether you're fat or thinny.
You got to be happy with who you are and what you are, what you look like, what you feel like.
There you go. Yeah.
But I do think Bernie would have done a fabulous job.
I think so. I think he would have done a good job. Now, the question becomes, would he have had the support of all of the Democrats to move his agenda forward? That's an unknown, because there are people who say, well, he was never really a Democrat. He voted with the Democrats most of the time, but sometimes he didn't. But that's okay with me, because sometimes the Democrats don't have it right either. But more times than often, the Republicans don't have it right. Every now and then they'll hit one that kind of makes sense, at least on the surface.
Yeah, but the citizens here in this country, like us, we suffer because it becomes a battle between both parties. And, yeah, you would think they would, do the bipartisanship thing and work together. But, usually not about that. It's about our agenda versus your agenda and vice versa.
Right.
And whatever side you pick, either you for us or you against us type situations.
Right.
And, that gets tired quick. I mean, I've been tired of it for years, but it's the system that we have. It's just that it, like anything else, when new ideas are funneled into either party, it needs to be seriously looked at, because once again, it's also generational. Regardless of ideology, you have to have some sort of new blood in there. Case in point, with these past elections we saw over this past night, it's been revolutionary because there's been a lot of firsts all over the place. In fact, there was the first, in fact, in your home state of Virginia, it was Danica Rome became the first transgender candidate to get into the U.S. What was this? What was it? The election there, the state house.
State house, yep.
Right. So once again, you're seeing these first across the country.
Yeah.
Which is symbolic.
Exactly.
Of a possible change of literally the old guard. But we have to stay focused, and this is a great victory. But for those of us who want this type of change, once again, let's not sit back on our laurels. Let's got to keep it moving forward and keep it stronger.
There are a lot of issues that needs to be dealt with. And I wonder from time to time let's play what if here for a second.
Okay.
What if the House and the Senate became heavily populated with more independent candidates or members? would that make a change in what our laws look like coming out of the House and the Senate? Would that change anything? Or would these just be titles and not really independent thinking people? Because sometimes people run as an independent or as a Democrat or Republican because politically or positioning wise makes sense for them to do that. There are Democrats that are not real true blue Democrats. What do they call them? Blue dogs?
Mhm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're more Republican than Democrats, but they couldn't run as a Republican because they wouldn't win.
Or they could run as an independent because a lot of independents believe a lot of the Democrats, and then they believe some of what the Republicans believe. So it's kind of a combination.
Right.
So the answer to your question is yes, I think there would be change, but there would be more arguments. So both.
Or is that just, a title and nothing would change? What needs to change is the hearts and the minds of our members of Congress. They have to start working on our behalf, not their own, not in there for their own personal gain. Now, we can talk about term limits. That's not going to happen probably in my lifetime, or maybe never, because none of them, certainly the people that are in the House and the Senate now, are going to vote against their best interests. Meaning, if they said, okay, 2 terms in the House, 3 terms as a senator, or whatever, or 2 and 2. I like 1 and 1, but that's just me.
2 and 2 is a dating game.
Right. So if they were to vote for that and it was passed, then maybe we'll see some change. Or we'll see more corruption a lot faster because it won't be around long enough to cut all the deals, that they would need to be in there to gain the power and control and influence over 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Uh-huh.
So the question is, will term limits bring about any change or not? Number one. Number two, we already have term limits. It's the only thing that I ever agreed with Mitch McConnell. He said it. It's called voting. If we go to the polls every time there's an opportunity to vote for a House or Senate members, and we vote them out if they're not doing a good job or serving your best interest, that's a term limit. They could be in there for 1 term and bye-bye. They run on a platform. They say, I'm going to go to the Congress and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring about these kinds of changes. And if they don't,
just answered your own question. It will. It already has.
Right. But if they don't live up to their promise, then bye-bye. Chris, how you say it?
Bye, bitch.
There you go. So, out of there. You have term limits. Vote them out. But if you don't go to vote every time there's an opportunity to vote for the House and Senate, then guess what? That's how they stay in. That's how Mitch McConnell is still there. John McCain, how long has he been there? He's been there damn near as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit. I mean,
Yep.
Come on. If you don't like these guys and they've been there forever, retire them. Guess what, folks? When John McCain walks away from the Senate, when Mitch McConnell and all the rest, Democrats or Republicans, guess what? They get the full salary for the rest of their lives. All the medical benefits that they have now, they don't miss a beat. Nothing changes other than they don't have to go to D.C. to vote on these crackhead bills. So what do they care? Really? The only thing they care about is staying in there as long as they can to cut deals that help them and their friends, their cronies. That's what it's all about. It ain't about you. That's why I say retire these son of a guns early. Don't let them stay there and become career politicians pimping the system. But But the only way that's going to happen is if you turn out to vote every time there's an opportunity. Why is it that a midterm election, less than half of the people show up than they did for a presidential election? That's bovine, man.
Don't worry, it's not going to happen next time.
I hope this has been the punch in the jaw that wakes up everybody.
Oh, yes, it has been.
I hope so.
Even the world was upset that he's in office. Even Mother Nature was saying, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, Laura Rice is saying what Hillary did wasn't illegal. I didn't think it was. I didn't think she was that damn crazy. But if that is the facts, then...
It is. Laura Rice is my girl. She's right.
Yeah. But it sheds lights on money and power. That's true.
Yep.
The guy with the money controls the game.
All the time.
That's right. You own the NFL team, then guess what? It's going to go your way.
Whoever has the power divvies out the privileges.
That's right. Kurt Tanter, what's up, buddy? Another great broadcaster.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing?
Mr. Stidham, coming to get him from St. Louis. Worked with him in the St. Louis market. Went by the name of Tony Stidham, coming to get him. That was his little phrase.
Stidham.
I like that.
Tony Stidham, coming to get him.
Wow, he's got a lot of white hair. Dang.
Who, Tony?
Yeah, look at that. He's looking fly.
He got a little snowball going.
He's looking fly. Look at all that hair. He looks like a black Santa Claus.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's a handsome man. Look at that. Look at that.
John Lewis, my dear friend down there in Texas, he's been checking out. Said, good afternoon, Lee, great show. Thank you. Laura Rice says she supports Donna Brazil. 5 years no sex is better than 5 years of bad sex. Are you testifying there, Laura? Is that just a general statement that you know nothing about?
Laura's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
I love Laura.
Yeah, she's a character.
Yes.
Oh, you shut up. We know.
I just said yes.
We know you love you some Laura Rice, so don't even try it.
No. See, this is where you're fucking up, sir. No, see. Now, we were having a great program.
Yeah.
And even your colleagues were saying it's a great show.
Yeah, well, I paid
until
them.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh, no, do it.
Wait a minute, I got to do something.
Now, see, I'm gonna see you pull stuff like this. I'm gonna ask you about you and Carol.
What about me and Carol?
Well, like I said before, you on the slide. I know how you operate. I know you said you put away your Cupid bow and arrow.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
But you try. Okay, yeah, but that's what you say.
I'm done. I'm not. I'm not walking around in the diapers with a bow and arrow no more. I'm not doing.
Well, that was because you joined Parliament. That's besides the point.
Oh. All right. So look, I'm showing a picture here of Trump. This is a pillow that was given to us back during the campaign time. Now that looks like Donald Trump doing the meltdown. Okay. Now.
Donald Trump doing the meltdown?
Yeah, his face is like melting in this pillow, on this pillow.
Okay.
And it's, on the back side of it says, the presidential race is heating up. So he was in the meltdown. Now here's a picture on a pillow of Hillary. Now, see, what does that look like? That looks like an evil, mean-spirited devil, right?
Okay,
So
yes.
it's what they do in pictures can have a serious impact on the outcome. Now, I don't know who made these pillows. Our promotion company that does, little prints on cups and all that kind of stuff. They just gave us those pictures. I guess it was out of joke. Somebody had a sense of humor, I guess, and had these pillows made up.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Trump there. Yeah.
Yeah. Agent Orange.
Yeah. Ugh.
Doing the meltdown. And that's what he did throughout the campaign. He was doing a meltdown, but he was also blowing that dog whistle that most people didn't hear. I didn't hear it initially. If you guys remember and go back and watch some of our old shows back in, last year, early last year, mid last year, right up to Election Day, I was saying, ain't no way in freaking hell this guy's going to be the president of the United States. I was saying he doesn't really want to be the president.
I remember that, yeah.
No way. No way did he want to be the president doing the things that he was doing. It didn't show any signs of being seriously running for the office. He did everything wrong, and this SOB became the president. So I will never underestimate the outcome of any race, even from another buffoon that comes along and say, hey, don't take this shit lightly. Don't sleep it, because look at what happened in 2016. So, I don't know. It woke me up. I will never underestimate any candidate, because anything can happen. And more importantly, the things that we can't see, feel, or hear is most important.
Since he's been in office?
What was that again?
Did you know that depression has gone up since he's been in office?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure. The suicide rate has gone up. Divorce rate.
Yep.
Dropouts in school. I mean, I'm sure the impact of an idiot like this is you can't even see it. And we won't stop seeing the fallout from it for years. Because things like this that have impact, sometimes you don't see the full impact of it. It's the long tail, the trail, the wake.
The trail of destruction.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a long-term effect. And, he's bragging about the stock market on the rise. Well, guess what, asshole? It was doing that before you got there. Okay? The economy was doing well before you got there. It was already breaking records. And during the time when President Obama was in power for the 8 years, everybody discounted, well, it really has nothing to do with the presidency. And, the president really doesn't impact on the economy. So why is it now he can take credit for what's happening in the stock market, but when President Obama was there, oh, no, the president has nothing to do with that. See? You can't have it both ways. You can't make it convenient and in your favor when it's looking good under your watch. It's just like when President Bush was in power. Well, did his presence impact on the economy? Did it impact on the stock market? Well, it's undeniable. It was down. It was on a sliding board the entire time he was there. And not did it come back until the new administration came into play. But it's easy to discount the impact of another person when it's under their watch. And we know why. I'm not even going to say it. You know why.
You're right.
But all of the great things that people of color have invented, supported, died for, has never been fully recognized and respected. Things that you use every day were invented by people of color because they were smart. They had ambition, dreams, foresight into the future. They fulfilled a need. They created things that make our lives easier. Things that you see and use every day, like a stoplight.
Thank you. I was just going to say that, yeah.
I mean, you don't think about it, and you don't really give a damn who made it. But if we didn't have it, Lord have mercy. Can you imagine what the freeway, not freeways, but the roads would be like without a stoplight?
You couldn't even drive. You just be in traffic all day.
It'd be a wreck at every intersection.
Yep. Always bumper to bumper.
Yeah. It's time for a change, though. I'm telling you, the traffic here in L.A. is driving me nuts. It's driving me crazy. But I'm still
here in
cool.
Chicago, we're here in Chicago, all these different arteries, different expressways and everything else, like any other metropolitan city. But I've always noticed for the past, 10 years, there's always a construction site at certain places. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the infrastructure, but I think at the same time, certain city employees want to stay paid. So all of a sudden, there's always construction. There's construction it's not like back in the day we had construction from a certain time, and that was that. Now you have it 24 hours a day. Then you have traffic in the middle of the night, like at 2 in the morning.
Exactly.
So.
And then God forbid if you have an accident on the 405 at 5 p.m. Oh my God. You might as well just pull over on the side and have your dinner on the side of the road, man, because you know what's crazy? And it doesn't make sense.
Living in L.A.?
Well, no, that makes all the sense in the world because, like poor Chris, he's talking about 19 degrees in Chicago. Last night I was out in the parking lot last night talking to some people leaving the station, and I was saying, damn, it's kind of chilly out here. It's 62 degrees. Oh, well, let me go to my trunk and get out a little jacket here. And Chris, what did you say when I told you the temperature?
I said, I'll take that 62 degrees right now.
Right now.
Right now.
So, yeah, there are definitely some benefits in being here in Los Angeles, Southern California, compared to the rest of the world,
My old bones can't take it no more.
I feel you, man.
The Hawks sucks wind, literally, and I can't take it.
Yeah, but that's why I would never move to L.A. because of the traffic. Hell no. I'd have anxiety.
Stop being a sissy. Come on.
No. No. I just don't like traffic, man. It gives me anxiety.
It ain't that bad. There are moments of no problem in the traffic. So it ain't that bad.
I don't believe you because you said President Trump wouldn't be president.
Oh, so you don't trust me no more. Oh, that's messed up, man. So my credibility is blown because I predicted that the 45 wouldn't be 45.
Right.
Yeah,
oh, that's messed up. Well, that's messed up, Frankie. I thought you had more faith in me than that. I'm entitled to some bad information. I was going on. My predictions were based on all of the polls and research and people that I was talking to across this great nation. It's already great. That's what I based my opinion on.
Right.
I did not have access to the backroom dealings, the corruption, the influence from foreign countries. And I say it's more than just Russia. I think China had some bovine going on as well.
Really? Okay.
So with all of that, see, the problem is you don't know what you don't know. And what you don't know will impact on you greatly. And that's what we got. What we didn't know. We didn't see it. Nobody saw it but Alfo. That's a fact. He was calling it.
Alfo side?
Alfo was talking about the cleansing of the voter rolls before the voting took place. He said, hey, y'all, you better pay attention. This is what's going down.
Well, let's make Alfo president.
I heard that. We'd be better off. Pork chop for everybody. Cheeseburger for everybody.
Amen to that.
Right? So that's really what happened. I mean, at the end of the day, you can say, well, he won fair and square. Bullshit. How do you know that? What are you basing that on? The fact that he is the president now? We don't know if it was fair and square. We
know it's not fair and square.
Well, I know and you know, but what do I know? I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. So I'm going to say, let's let these damn investigations, the 27 million of them that's going on, come to an end, and then we will know. If you feel that these investigations are being honest and open and straight up and not interfered with. And we know
the answers. They already know the answers. They are ready. They just don't want to put it out there because then there has to be a lot of change.
Yeah.
They're going to have to change the whole entire government.
See, now, if 45 has nothing to hide, he would be upfront and say, let the investigations move forward, and whatever the outcome is, I will support, because our democracy is more important than anything in the world. If we don't have true democracy, if we don't have the real deal being done here, shame on us. So I support all of the investigations. Let the investigations begin. Let's find the truth. And if we find something that was done wrong, then we have to live with that. And if it means that I have to resign because my campaign was tampered with and I didn't know about it, I take the blame because it's my campaign. I'm a man up and take it. I'm going to take one for the team.
No, he will not man up. He has no balls.
Well, you're probably right, but I'm just saying that should be his position. I will not interfere with this investigation at all. Let the investigations go through the process. Whatever the outcome is, let it be. Not talk about, well, maybe I'm thinking about, firing, this person or that person. No. See, that's interference. That in itself is impeachable as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So shut up. Don't interfere if you got nothing to hide, if you didn't do anything wrong. But if maybe one or two of your family members were involved in some corruption. Guess what, buddy? They got to take one for the team. Arrow in the butt. If it's your daughter, one of your sons, both of your sons, your son-in-law, your dog, your funny-talking wife, whoever, it don't matter.
Right.
It don't matter. If it's you, take the arrow in the head and be done with it.
Well, he's not going to do that. I mean, for example, you scroll down to my page on Facebook, and there's a ABC clip of him overseas, and he was asked by one of the press about gun control policies.
Right.
And he made a comment about Chicago is a disaster crap he was saying.
Yeah.
Watch his body language. It's no more about 30 seconds. At the end, the man rolls his eyes. He's a kid.
Okay.
Oh, he's worse than a kid. He's worse than a schoolyard bully.
Okay, wait. On your Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going there now.
Yeah, scroll down. You'll check out where it says ABC 7 Chicago's video.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm. And you check it out, and the lady once again is asking a comment about question about gun control policies. Mm-hmm. And he gives his statement, but justify once again body language, whether he's folding his arms all defensively or rolling his eyes. It's more than embarrassing.
Yeah, he's
more than embarrassing. Yes, he is.
All right, folks. So we got to get out of here. So in this show, we talked about people criticizing other people and what they look like, their body shape and all that.
Body shaming, right.
Body shaming. And, let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's respect each other. Let's appreciate the differences that we possess. No matter whether you're short, tall, fat, skinny, medium-sized, big butt, big boobs, no hair, too much hair, whatever.
Right.
Let that go. Okay? Let it go.
Just like your hair. When you had hair, let it go.
That's right. And I'm having a conversation with my hair all the time. There's a war going on, turning gray and falling out. I'm not sure who's winning. And I don't give a damn.
Me neither. I'm bald.
I love you the way you are.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
And that's how I'm going to end the show. I'm in love with the shape of you, no matter what it is.
Nice.
But if you look like J-Lo, that's more better.
Bite me.
Yeah, you wish.
See?
Wait 5 more years. You might get a bite. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day. Be respectful to other people. Except 45, okay? Because he's not being respectful to us. Have a great day. What is today? Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do this again. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And go ahead and hit that share button. Share it out to all your friends. God bless.
What if there was a car that allowed everyone